Battle Angel.
Hello everybody, today we're looking at Alita Battle Angel, which is directed by Robert Rodriguez and is written and produced by James Cameron. This movie is about a cyborg who gets picked out of the rubble by this doctor who helps out with other cyborgs and robots. It's the future, and he puts together this robot. The robot comes alive, and it slowly starts to find out about its past and what this robot used to be. Turns out it was over 300 years old, and it was a battle angel. Typically, when I walk into a movie like this, I don't really know what to expect because I'm not a sci-fi guy. I never grew up liking sci-fi movies, robot movies, but this movie takes the cliche like love story and takes a futuristic sci-fi spin on it. There's no other movie that I know of like this, and it's very unique and it's fun throughout. I saw the trailers for this movie over and over and over again, and I still never really knew what it was about. It just looked like there was like this battle arena and this angel, this big-eyed cyborg just fighting people, so I didn't really know what to expect going into this, and I think that helped my experience more. It's always fun to go into a movie not really knowing what to expect. That way, there's no tainting your experience with like high expectations. Christopher Waltz and Rosa Salazar, who plays the cyborg in this movie, they have great chemistry together, and I really love their relationship. He sees Christopher Waltz, his character Dr. Ido, he sees Rosa, aka Alita, as his daughter. He has this daughter who died years ago by this cyborg, and he basically tries to create like a replica kind of his lost daughter. There's lots of emotion in this movie, and a lot of it doesn't feel like, very like blech, like just over the top. This movie is very consistent when it comes to tone. There is some good humor here and there. It's not too much. There's some good humor for the little ones. This is a PG-13 movie. But despite the fact that it's PG-13, there are some moments where if like these people weren't cyborgs and it was like humans instead, there'd be like heads flying and blood spraying. But instead there's just like blue goo coming out of these robots. But it's violent for a PG-13 movie, but I think that's like today's norm now. It's the PG-13 movies are getting more and more violent. So I think this is a movie that's great for people of all ages, like young and old. There's not really a dull moment in this movie. I don't know, because I missed the first like 3 minutes. This is a movie that didn't have any commercials at all, so I was late. This movie has a lot of things going on. It's one of those movies where when I'm in it, I think I'm getting close to the end, but then there's like a whole nother set of things that happen, and it's like 20 minutes goes by, I'm like, oh, this is the end, and then there's like another 10 minutes left, or 15 minutes left. I thought this movie was going to be over like twice. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this movie was like too long. It just meant like there was so much going on. But nope, it actually wasn't that much. Like they pack a lot of story and it doesn't feel rushed or anything. It's just a lot that happens. It's very action-packed. There's action sprinkled throughout the whole runtime. And despite the fact that there's a lot of action, none of it really feels redundant, like over, like you're watching the same action scene happen again and again. Like they're all like similar. There's very unique action pieces in this film. They all have like a different flavor and different like atmosphere to them in different places, and different things happen. It's not like the same thing happening over and over again. Just a poosh, you're done. Without spoiling anything, I like the irony behind Hugo's character. What happens with his character? There's irony there. Not gonna spoil it. Next to Aquaman, this is probably the best. This is probably gonna be one of the best CGI movies you can find this year. This movie is CGI throughout most of the runtime. There's so many robots, so many, exterior like shots of this fake futuristic city, and it all looks almost genuine. There's some moments where it might be jarring, where you might see that's just a little bad CGI, but for the most part, this is a $200 million budget, so you would expect the CGI to be great, and it's great. And like I said, it's a futuristic world, and I think this movie does a great job of pulling you into that world and explaining to you how things work and what this city is, how it functions, what the rules are. It doesn't, it doesn't leave you like wondering what this means. It explains everything in a good way. It doesn't leave you like, huh, what's going on? And overall, I just really enjoyed all these characters. The way these characters were written, I thought they were written great. Like they all have like an arc. They're all dynamic, and they just all have a great chemistry together. I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Despite the fact that my stomach was hurting for the first 30 minutes, I enjoyed it. It was so good that I wouldn't even leave the theater with my upset stomach. I was like, I'm gonna ride this shit out. I gotta see what happens next. My only real negative with this movie is Hugo. I'm not sure what the actor's name is. I wasn't crazy about his performance. I felt like every line he was delivering was just delivered the same way. He didn't feel authentic. He just felt like he was just he just felt like he wasn't really giving it his all. And the main, like, cyborg bad guy, played by Jackie Earl Haley, who is Freddy Krueger, in the remake. He has a lot of just cheesy, like, bad guy dialogue where he's just saying the same bad guy dialogue throughout the whole movie, and you just want him to shut up. But it's just very bad guy dialogue. And it's like, really? It's like, I'm gonna rip you to pieces, you're a puny flea, I hate you. And it's like, it felt redundant at some points because he just kept repeating the same stuff over and over and over again. But overall, this movie was phenomenal. This movie it's a blast throughout all of the runtime. It doesn't leave you bored. You really follow Alita and you hope she makes it. So therefore, when it comes to Alita Battle Angel, this movie is definitely worth seeing at theaters, and when it comes out, you should definitely go out and buy it. Have you seen Alita Battle Angel? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching this. If you want to support this video, you can by just hitting this like button over here. And you can subscribe to this channel if you haven't already by clicking on my face in about 5 seconds to see more. And until next time, I'll be the same.